VoxWave now features a streaming radio media player on our website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. For more information on getting your music in rotation or to perform live at our studio, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
Android users, the VoxWave app is now available in the Google Play Store. Download the app today on your Android device to listen in and view programs.
Business owners looking for a place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? VoxWave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
The world's #1 streaming music station, VoxWave.com.
We have your favorite shows on VoxWave.com. Check out our lineup. The Kim Show, Mondays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. In the End We Win with Curtis, Mondays, 8:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. Cooking with Flavors with your host, Chef Flavors, Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Slick Daddy Rick, Heartbeat Congo Hour, Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Impact the World Radio TV show with Cheryl Woods, Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. The Digital Digest with your host, Digital Ace, Wednesdays, 3 to 5 p.m. Live Set Wednesdays with your host, Frank Dent, Wednesdays, 8 to 9 p.m. The BGKH Show with your hosts, Dominion and Epic, Wednesdays, 9:15 to 10:15 p.m. You, Math, and Me with George Randall, Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Then, on Thursdays at 5:30 p.m., The Prayer, Praise, and Deliverance with Elder Thurman Gorman Jr., The 640 Evening Show, Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Peace in the Morning Show with your host, Darius A. Stanton, co-host, Delicate Daryl Barnes, and Queen Ayakidobi, Fridays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Hall Street Journal with your host, Robert Hall, and co-host Clarence Sanders, Fridays, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Frank, The Success Principles, Friday, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Chanel's 3 Cents, Friday, 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Daryl Allen Harrison II Crime Victims Foundation Show, hosted by Daryl Harrison II, every Friday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. The Rush Hour with DJ Drew and Janique, every Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Different Minds Show, hosted by DJ Bam 640 and DJ Andre Michael, and your co-host, MC Fran, every Friday, 9:15 p.m. to 11:15 p.m. The Healer Blues Show, with host Ron Jackson, every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Hour of Power, with your host, Reverend Winters Rogers, every Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And again, the Prayer, Praise, and Deliverance with Elder Thurman Gorman Jr., Saturday, 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. And don't forget Four Sisters Live Talk, Saturday at 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Turning dreams into reality talk show with your host, Tashika L. Green, every second Saturday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Walk in Newness 24/7 with Missionary Antoinette, Saturdays, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. News, ULN, news and analysis, information, sports, and Black history with your news anchor, Roderick Carter Willis, 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Step your game up with the Youth Project, hosted by DJ Main and DJ Low Hefe, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And don't miss The To Go Show with Kim Brown, Saturdays 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I am Dr. Sharon Show, each Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., featuring The Grind, Entrepreneur Network Spotlight, and Write the Book Now. The Riri Williams Show, Fashion and Style Hour, every first Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. Real Talk 101, Sundays 6 to 8 p.m. And every third Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m., the Third Sunday Tea Talk Show with Dr. Akita Pearson. Gospel Live TV Show with host Gloria Mello, each Sunday from 8:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. Listen to all your favorite shows on VoxWave.com.
VoxWave.com. VoxWave.com, streaming your favorite jazz, blues, and R&B 24/7.
Hello. It is Tuesday, and it is time for the My Spa Bath and Body Show. It has been quite a while since I've been on. It's been about 2 weeks. So, yeah, I missed 2 weeks, and I'm glad to be back. The first week I was feeling a little under the weather, and then on last week it was the weather. So we are back. We aren't enjoying spring yet. It's still a little chilly, but we are just back and ready to get started with a whole new show. We'll be back to having guests starting in April. So right now you just have to put up with me in learning all that I have to pour into you about natural skin care. Again, my name is Margaret Harris, and my company is My Spa Bath and Body Products. It can be purchased at www.myspa.etsy.com. So again, we're just glad to be back. But even though I haven't been here, that doesn't mean I haven't been doing a few things. So the first thing that I have been working on was some facial masks. And what we want to do when we use facial masks is we want to be able to pull the toxins out of your skin and to leave it soft and smooth. And this isn't just for women, this is for men as well. You know, I know men are really getting into the beard game, but you have to have smooth skin, you know, make sure it's nice and smooth and tight when you're growing that beard. You don't want to have jacked up skin up under there. So that's what you want to do, is you want to make sure you have great skin regardless. So the first thing I have been working with is this bentonite clay. Okay, so this is the big thing now, this bentonite clay. And you can purchase it, you know, at a lot of different places. I think I bought this at the Vitamin Shop. And what they recommend that you do when you use this is to mix it with apple cider vinegar. Okay, and everybody loves the Bragg's. They love it because it has what's called the mother in it, and that is the sediment that is in the apple cider vinegar. Everybody knows about, well, there's a lot of talk about apple cider vinegar, and I'm not going to get into all of it. I'm just talking about kind of when I was on sabbatical. Well, first time I did try the two together, and I put lavender essential oil in it, and I really didn't like how it left my skin. It left it kind of with a gray undertone. So looking gray and being brown is not what you want to do. So the next time I tried it, I used the bentonite clay because this is very good for your skin. What it does, it detoxifies your body and your skin. Okay, what happens is this particular clay comes from volcanoes, and the largest deposits are found in Wyoming. So that's why we want to use this. What it does is when it gets wet, it's kind of like activate. So no matter what you use to wet it, it will start activating, and it will cause the ions to be charged in your skin. What it'll do is it'll help pull out all of those toxins, kind of like negative and positive ions. So this is the main thing that you want to use, and it is really what we were working with. So again, I tried it with the apple cider vinegar, and it kind of left my skin with a grayish tone. So the next time I tried it, I tried witch hazel. Now, I love witch hazel. It is a distillate of the hazel branch, witch hazel branch, and it's they do use some alcohol to extract it, but otherwise it's very, very gentle. And so I used the witch hazel with the clay, and it worked out really good. I liked it. My skin was soft, but it was still, it was like the first step. So then the next thing I used was activated charcoal. So activated charcoal is another powder that detoxifies as well. So I mixed the witch hazel, bentonite clay, and a little activated charcoal. And what you're doing is you're making a paste, and you're going to put it on your face. Whenever you do these facials, you're going to make a paste, put it over your face, and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes until it starts drying up. So once it's dry, that's how you know that it's ready to go. So that one was pretty good. But now I'm going to give you the best recipe for that. Add a little oatmeal. Now you can grind it up like we did on the last show I was on, or you can buy it as colloidal oatmeal. And I put, it's about 3 tablespoons of the bentonite clay, about a teaspoon of the activated charcoal, and a half teaspoon of the oatmeal. Mixed it together with the witch hazel, made a paste, and it was wonderful. So that's something that I did when I was at home, was making and formulating those types of facial masks. So if you want one, you can always call me and order it at 240-691-7841. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always call at 240-719-2560. So that was what I was one of the things that I was working on. And like I say, with the bentonite clay, you can also take a bath in it too. Use like a cup of this and put it in your bath with some lavender in there and some eucalyptus, and it'll really detoxify your body. Okay? It also helps to kind of pull those toxins out, like when you're eat a diet with a lot of that high fructose corn syrup. This helps to detoxify your body from ingesting a lot of that as well. And as usual, when I start talking about those things, I pause and say, the FDA has not endorsed the statements that I make. Nothing that is being said is meant to cure or treat any disease. If you don't feel well, call your doctor. Okay? So, like I said, bentonite clay is very, very popular. So that's what I was doing to detoxify my face. So then I said, okay, since I have this apple cider vinegar, what's the next thing I can do with it? So the next thing I did with it is I made a foot soak. I used this with about a half cup of this in a tub, put my feet in it with some tea tree oil. Let it soak for about 20 minutes, and then use the foot scrub. And it was amazing. The results were amazing, especially following up with some a nice cream. I have a honey almond cream that I make that you can find on www.myspa.etsy.com. That goes great on your feet. And I tell you, soaking my feet in this with some tea tree oil, great results. So, since I had great results on my feet, I read about a detox bath where you use baking soda and apple cider vinegar. Well, that's where things got a little hairy. Right. So I put about a cup of this, well, a little less than a cup of this in my bath, about a cup and a half of baking soda, maybe a little less, some grapefruit essential oil, and a little eucalyptus. And I went to soak, and for the first 10 minutes, it was great. Then my skin started burning. It started off with a little itch, a little tingle, and then it was a full-blown itch burn. And it was all over my body except for my girl parts, which that's usually what goes wrong. But because I think it's because my pH, all of that, the acid and the base, my pH was straight down there. But the rest of my body was a burning mess. I hopped up out of that tub, got some of my My Spa cocoa butter and lavender soap, and did all I could to wash that stuff off. And it still didn't stop burning. Dried myself off, still didn't stop burning. It took till the next day for my skin to be calmed down. So, I do not recommend taking a detox bath with apple cider vinegar. That's a no. That's a no. I would not do that. But you can try it if you want to. There's a lot of recipes out there with baking soda. They put Epsom salts. They might have pink Himalayan salt with this apple cider vinegar. I'm not doing that again. That's all I can say. It's not happening because, like I say, my skin was burning for 12 hours. So ixnay on that. We'll talk about apple cider vinegar on another show. There's so many claims to this: weight loss, shiny hair, all kinds of things. And we want to talk a little bit more about that. We'll give it its own show. So that's what's been going on. I do want to pause before I go to break. Just need your prayers. I have a cousin that passed away on Friday, and his name was Rodney Darian. And Rodney, may you rest in heaven. I'll miss you, I love you, and you'll always be my number one cuz. Anyway, we will be right back. right, and we are back. We are back. So this week right now is the Holy Week. We had Palm Sunday last Sunday, and then we're approaching Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, whatever you want to call it. But that's the time that we're in right now. And I just wanted to spend some time kind of talking about the use of essential oils, natural skin and body healing from the Bible. And the reason this is important to me is because when I first started learning about essential oils and really getting into the practice, I was feeling some kind of way because of the fact that I read how powerful they were. And I started thinking about, am I making sure that I was in the will of God, knowing these types of things? Because, I mean, we come from places where people are superstitious. You know, somebody put a root on you, you got something, somebody's working some kind of dark art against you using a lot of natural things that we associate superstitions with. And so when I started studying essential oils and really using them for healing and for the emotional support that they can provide in different areas, I really needed to think on that. But God revealed to me that it was okay. And all through the Bible, even before ancient times, God has provided us with everything that we need to help heal ourselves. You know, a lot of these essential oils were used to help preserve the body, to keep it healed, keep bacteria out. You know, honey is a great antibacterial, and that's mentioned all through the Bible as well. So one of the first things that they're always talking about is anointing oils. And the main oil that they used is olive oil, okay, because that was the most prevalent oil that they could find. And if you've watched my show, you know that I love olive oil. This is a great all-purpose oil. It can be used to clean your skin because it attracts dirt out of your pores. It can be used for massage. It can be used for moisturizing your skin out of a shower. And it can be used for a lot of different things now. But in the biblical times, it was also used as the base of the anointing oil. Okay? In Proverbs 21:20, it says, there is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise. Okay? There are at least 33 different essential oils or aromatic oil-producing plants mentioned in the Bible. There's 12 prevalent ones. Like I said, the main one that we start with, whatever we're using in a lot of ways, is with olive oil. Olive oil was even used to light their lamps. And at my church, we have been learning about the widow woman who was in debt, and all she had was some oil. And when Elisha told her to go and keep filling those pots with oil, she ended up selling it and making money off of it because it had so many uses. So we know that, again, God provides us with everything that we need. Okay, so the word oil is mentioned 191 times in the Bible. Olive oil is specifically mentioned only 7 times, but there are 147 instances where it can be inferred. Okay? And then, of course, incense was burned in the temple. Incense has a cleansing factor that was used and helped us to usher into the presence of God. So incense is mentioned 68 times in the Bible. And 55 of these oils are frankincense, myrrh, galbanum, and onycha, which is also a benzoin, are indicated. Okay, so and most of the times they used frankincense, which, you know, I love me some frankincense. But it is very prevalent in the Bible. like I said, a lot of times not only were they used for healing purposes, but also for embalming. I mean, when they went to the tomb, they were going to anoint and prepare the body with oils and spices. So we see that it is something that God appreciates. So what are the 14 principal oils of the Bible? Myrrh. I got some myrrh here. Here's my myrrh. Myrrh is mentioned 18 times. Frankincense, 22 times. Oil called calamus is mentioned 5 times directly. Cedarwood, which I like cedarwood a lot, that is mentioned 5 times directly. Cinnamon, 4 times. Cassia, which is another part of the cinnamon plant. Galbanum, onycha, which is benzoin. Spikenard, which was in that alabaster box. Hyssop, sandalwood, myrtle, cypress, and rose of Sharon. So those are the main essential oils that were mentioned in the Bible. And it's kind of interesting because nowadays we talk about lavender, rosemary, peppermint. Those are all great, but in the biblical times, those weren't the ones that were the most prevalent. So essential oils, their chemistry is made out of about 4 different things that they're going to do. They are going to have an antiseptic property, or they're going to have a mood elevating property, or a property to help you to think clearer. And they will have, again, a sickness resistance, and also then a calming or stress reducing and emotionally releasing. Okay? So when we're talking about the different oils, they're all going to do something. Either they're going to heal, they're going to set the atmosphere, and some of them do them all. For example, if we talk about sandalwood, it is one that was used and mentioned in Proverbs 7:17, Song of Solomon 4:14, and its source is the wood of the tree. In ancient uses, it was used to assist in meditation, an aphrodisiac, and in embalming. Now we use sandalwood for skin care, to enhance deep sleep, and it's good for applying to your skin in your abdomen for healing of urinary tract infections. So you diffuse it, apply it topically, or you burn it. And this is a diffuser. You should always have a diffuser if you're using essential oils. This one I got at Michael's. So when we're talking about setting the atmosphere, the calming or energizing, then you want to have a diffuser. And this one is run by USB, so you don't need to have it plugged in. But this is what you want to have, not only for calming effects, but also for, if you're disinfecting the air like you would do with the frankincense. The cinnamon is great. Cinnamon is a mood uplifting oil. And there's 2 types of cinnamons that were mentioned in the Bible, cassia and then regular cinnamon. And the cassia is for an anointing, and that is, you can find that at GNC, and you can put that with your olive oil and your this cassia cinnamon. And if you are in a place where you wanted to anoint something with oils, you would use that cassia. The regular cinnamon, though, is a holy anointing oil and a perfume. So I have some cinnamon bark. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. So this is cinnamon leaf. But it's still, all pretty good. And it was used for, it's one of the most powerful antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-parasitic, and antifungal oils of all. It can be sexually stimulating. Ron always likes me to mention that love angle. But don't put it on any sensitive parts. But if you want to have like a shoulder massage or something like that, you can put some cinnamon in there. But don't put it anyplace else. Just, again, take it from me. The calamus, you don't see that too often, but that was used for a stimulant and tonic for the digestive system. And now it's used to relax muscles, soothe inflammation. And then, of course, cedarwood, which is a favorite of mine. Let me see where that is. This is right here. It was used for the cleansing of lepers, ritual cleansing after touching a dead body, ritual cleansing from evil spirits, embalming, skin problems, various medicines, calming effects, insect repellent, hair loss, skin disorders. I mean, this is wonderful, and it even helps you go to sleep. So that is our cedar wood. So what I want to do is just let you know that using these types of products on your skin and for different healing, emotional support, it's okay. It doesn't take away from how you feel about the Lord. It doesn't take away from there's nothing dark and evil about it. I mean, if you think about it, let's see, we talk about just skin care. We're going to talk about the skin care in the Bible. They used mostly olive oil as well as myrrh. So they were always being anointed. In Amos 6:6 it says, and anoint yourself with the finest oils. Micah 6:15 says, you will press olives. And you will, this one says, but not rub yourself with oil. But that was under something else. I probably shouldn't have read that because that didn't apply to what I was saying. But again, olive oil is the one that they use for anointing. So, so let's talk about the book of Esther. That is like the serious skincare regimen. The book of Esther, chapter 2, verses 12 to 14 says, now when every maid's turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months. I get antsy when I'm in the shower in the beauty salon for 2 hours. But they go through a beauty regimen of 12 months, according to the manner of the women, for so were the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the women. Then thus came every maiden unto the king, whatsoever she desired was given to her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house. So, again, these are all things that were part of biblical times. I have plenty more. Spikenard, for example, I do want to talk about that because that was what was in that alabaster box. It's very rare. The ancient uses were for medicine, skin tonic, incense, mood enhancer, reduces anxiety, heals scar tissues, and it was one of the last oils to be received by Jesus before being arrested and going to the cross. It was applied as the precious ointment in combination with myrrh. And let me tell you something, spikenard is still expensive. A little jar like this, $30. $30 for a small 0.5 ounce. So it was very rare. But it was such a honor to break the alabaster box, was expensive in and of itself, and pour that on Jesus' head. That's why everybody was shocked. So I just wanted to let you know that if you start working with essential oils, know that they have a place in your spiritual life. You're not using anything against anyone, but actually you are taking dominion over the things that the Lord has provided us. So that is my little talk, and we will be right back. again. Just wanted to finish off. Thank you for joining me once again. I will be back on the air more regularly. Like I said, pray my traveling mercies. I will be in Atlanta this weekend. And it's a trip that I love seeing my family. I just don't like seeing the reason that we're going. So, just keep my family lifted up in prayer. We love you, and we will be back next week. If you're looking for my products, www.myspa.etsy.com. Soaps, lotions, and body butters. Bye-bye.